Et salut tout le monde, c'est Link. On se retrouve aujourd'hui pour un nouvel épisode du Let's Play sur le jeu The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. J'espère que vous allez bien pour un part. Ça va. La dernière fois, nous avions récupéré toutes les figurines. Et comme on avait pu le voir à la fin du dernier épisode, ça a déclenché quelque chose. On a aussi crash, donc ça c'est une tristesse. Alors qu'on était en train de faire quelque chose. Si ça ne prend pas trop de temps et que si pas trop de trucs se déclenchent à la suite après ça, on retournera au niveau des deux portes bleues et rouges là, et, euh, et on fera les choses que l'on devait faire. Voilà, avant que le jeu ne plante. Donc,
Stanley,
allons-y.
I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those fiddlers.
C'est sur le curseur
I
de souris.
haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Allez, allons revoir la figurine. Ah, maintenant on se souvient de quand Stanley a trouvé tous les collectables. Tous les collectibles. Tous les collectables. J'ai toujours ce souci, c'est incroyable. Donc. Il n'y avait pas un truc ici avant? Non, je sais pas. Peut-être pas.
Ah, here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Ah oui, alors en fait, je vais être franc. Je suis venu. Il y avait une figurine normalement. En fait, j'ai crash. Voilà, je ne peux rien vous cacher. J'ai planté. J'ai planté juste là en fait. Donc voilà. Allons-y.
And here was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
8 sur 6.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
C'était sous les escaliers. Qu'est-ce qui se passe si je me trompe?
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here, under the stairs. It was the third one.
Mais non, mais il y en avait un aussi dans le boss office.
You had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Ah bon? C'est intéressant.
Let's see, what came next?
C'est quoi ici?
Yes, we found a figly in this pink room.
Pas du tout.
I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Bah non. Ouais, c'est joli comme pièce, hein, mais non.
This was the 5th mini-stand, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly.
Non.
In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Oh my god. Quoique si, elle était vraiment là. Ah oui, elle était vraiment là. Je confonds, oui. Enfin, je crois. Je sais même plus. Je pense que si. Putain.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Vas-y.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all
C'est
the
marrant
others.
qu'ils le prennent en compte, ça.
Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Je peux très bien me barrer et ne pas la reprendre. On va la prendre. What the fuck? Vous êtes dans le
And
présent.
then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment.
Chez la caméra.
Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Le passé, d'accord. Ah d'accord.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Ah, il n'est pas du tout chiant.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more.
Je vous jure.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Ah putain. Ah ça, il la met en accéléré.
Yes, I love that video. Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Oui, ah, ce titre n'était pas bon. En gros, il disait qu'il se souvenait toujours pas de sa salle, mais qu'il l'aimait. Je crois, j'ai pas bien écouté en
These
fait.
really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Et si on va là-bas? Il se passe rien, c'est le noir absolu.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it, the very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Oh tiens.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more memories. Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Ça va revenir même avec. Puis notre
And
bureau.
before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office?
Écran
There's
titre.
something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Là, on arrivera à la fin, la vraie fin.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was
Est-ce que je devrais laisser la
employee
cinématique
number
du coup?
427.
Est-ce qu'il va y avoir quelque chose de différent? Je pense
Employee
pas.
number 427's job was simple. He said all of his co-workers were gone. What
Du
could it
coup,
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
ah oui, du coup, on va retourner là où je voulais aller, sauf si quelque chose se déclenche. Du coup, quoi? Genre, c'est la dernière aventure que je vais faire? Parce qu'il avait l'air de dire que je faisais une dernière fois
When
et
Stanley
puis
came
hop.
to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Et na. Hop.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot. Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Allez hop.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually
Surtout ici, c'est
feel
bien.
happy.
Juste, est-ce que je peux déclencher directement le...
No, wait. Where are you going?
Ah, mais ça s'est
Right.
déclenché tout seul?
Where were we?
Bon, on va attendre un peu, je vais refaire comme la dernière fois. Je sais pas s'il se passe quelque chose en fait à la fin de ce truc. Je pense que en fait la dernière fois j'ai dû sortir pile au moment. Ouais voilà c'est ça. Du coup je pensais que c'était le fait d'être sorti qui avait déclenché ça mais que dalle. Il y a plus rien qui se passe par contre si. Il y a rien qui... Si, il y en a de plus en plus. Je sais pas. On va se barrer, non, on se fait chier un peu. Ah, attendez. Bon, après, est-ce que c'est vraiment si intéressant que ça? Moi, je vous le demande. Bon, ok, je me casse, ça m'a saoulé.
Oh no! Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
Ah, il est chiant avec son truc. Je me fais chier là. Ouais. Je trifle mon micro. Ah ouais non mais ça va juste être le même truc à l'infini encore et encore là. Ouais vas-y moi j'y vais avec son escalier là, il commence à me saouler.
No! What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
Ah tiens. Ok. Bon si j'y retourne encore.
You are going to stay here, aren't you?
Non c'est chiant.
You heard me before, didn't you? You will die! What about this isn't getting through to you?
Allez tu m'as gonflé.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Bon, je veux bien encore une fois lui donner sa chance hein mais... Ah ça devient chiant. Parce que bon, c'est pas comme si se passait grand chose quoi ici. Oh, puis il parle même plus, il se passe rien. Ouais, non, d'accord, ok, faut que je saute quoi. Ou alors le jeu, enfin les devs avaient pas prévu que un mec irait de son haut au bord du vide puis ne sauterait pas au final. Allez, let's go, il est temps de mourir.
No!
Oh.
Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. No, no, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Bon, allez.
Yes, perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
D'accord, c'est tout en fait. Bah non, en fait, je suis pas heureux, je me fais chier. Salut, au revoir. Je retourne me suicider si ça vous embête pas.
No, perhaps not.
C'est vachement plus intéressant de me tuer petit à petit.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Et je trouve vraiment le voice acting du narrateur, il est incroyable. Hein, parce que... En vrai, il me fait un peu de peine quand même.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
C'est un peu triste.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Waouh. Mais c'est un peu triste.
All of his co-workers are gone. What could it mean?
Par contre, on va y retourner pour prendre l'autre porte.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ça, y a pas moyen.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get
Mais du
back
coup,
to
qu'est-ce
business,
qu'il y a d'autre à faire?
Stanley
Parce que là,
took the
réellement,
first
c'est
open
le dernier
door
truc
on
que j'ai en
his
tête. Hein,
left.
sinon, j'ai zéro idée de quoi faire d'autre. Parce qu'il y a le truc avec tous les
Stanley was so
boutons.
bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult,
Ouais,
but the
je sais pas,
fact
qu'est-ce
is
que...
that the story has been about nothing but you.
Peut-être que si on va là avec le souris, il se passe un truc.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Non.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the
Il est
red
sérieux?
door.
Non.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Parfait.
All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never
Oui.
supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Bah c'est trop bien, moi je trouve ça cool d'avoir plus d'options. Allez hop.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh, okay. Worldwide leaderboard. Ok. What the fuck? Liste de frais d'amis vides. Du coup, je fais quoi maintenant? Je vais là?
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel
Mais
motivated to
totalement.
keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You
D'accord.
click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So
Pardon?
why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Le bruit. Oh mon dieu, c'est horrible. J'ai vraiment l'impression que ce bébé regarde à travers mon âme en plus. Mais je suis sûr qu'il se passe vraiment un truc si on joue 4 heures, bordel de merde. Et le connaissant, le jeu là, je suis sûr qu'il y a un truc. J'ai pas le temps de jouer 4 heures, je vais pas vous mytho que... Je pense que je vais le laisser brûler. Hein.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
D'accord. Oh!
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game
It's
is about,
Firewatch?
Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep
Pas
tower.
du tout.
Perhaps
Tu
for
parles pas
some
mal de
sort of
Firewatch, ok?
twisted, erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more.
Oh là
Come,
là.
let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Je peux vraiment aller dehors? Oh là là, et ça me... Waouh! Ça me fait un petit truc, hein. Et quoi? Ouh, Firewatch, c'est Firewatch. Ok. Ah, c'est trop bien! Et c'est insane comme les textures, c'est les mêmes en fait.
No, it can't be.
Je suis trop... Je sais pas, je ce que je ressens.
It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Non!
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You really wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it.
C'est ouf qu'ils aient pu faire ça en
Out of the woods
plus.
now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Oh mon dieu, s'ils mettent des jeux que je connais, ça va me...
I think this will be just the thing.
Je vais pas en revenir. Hein. Oh putain.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility
League.
that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here?
Ouais, y a un trou.
There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Ah, il fallait plus vite. Allez. Est-ce que mon niveau sera meilleur que sur Rocket League? Je suis nul à chier sur Rocket League. Oh mon dieu, je vais quand même pas réussir à la mettre.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
Il y a un trou.
Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes! Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls!
Waouh! Ah, c'est chiant là.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over.
That's
Oh.
right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Ah mais il me laisse là, d'accord. Eh ben... Merveilleux. Parce que si je me fais tomber dans le trou là.
Hold on. What are you doing? Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Oh! C'était inattendu. Oh là! Oh, ça devient creepy un peu. C'est un peu flippant d'un coup. C'est notre bureau. Ok.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Pour de vrai, de vrai? La vraie fin? Ah, je pense qu'on a une bonne durée d'épisode, ouais, voilà.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Ah, il y a toujours le truc avec les ordis là, mais...
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Déjà, j'en trouve pas là. Mais voilà, ça se remet à zéro quoi. Ça, faut que je le fasse en une seule partie. En fait, il faudrait juste que j'aille au truc, me suicider. Parce que c'est le plus rapide à faire. Et hop, activer le bouton encore. Mais quand ils ont ce jeu à force, je serais même pas étonné qu'il se passe un truc si je me tue plusieurs fois à la suite. Donc ouais. On va cesser là pour cet épisode. Je vais faire un peu de recherche quand même pour savoir qu'est-ce que je peux faire. Parce que là je... Est-ce qu'il y a une vraie fin, une vraie conclusion à toute cette histoire? Je ne sais pas, je ne sais plus. On verra, dans tous les cas il reste des trucs à faire quand même. Genre ça m'intrigue. Il y a le truc des boutons aussi. Quand on prend la porte de gauche, qu'on va au bureau, machin. Et à la fin il y a tous les boutons. Ouais. Bref, écoutez. Voilà, donc c'est ça pour cet épisode. J'espère qu'il vous aura plu. C'est qu'à n'hésitez pas à mettre un j'aime, à vous abonner si ce n'est pas déjà fait. Et à mettre un commentaire. Et on se retrouve pour le prochain épisode. Allez, salut tout le monde. Bye bye.